Hi everybody, it's Michelle with Grapevine Magazine. I am in Peterborough today at One Fine Food, who happens to be on our fall cover magazine, and we are chatting with bar manager and mixologist extraordinaire, Victoria. Good morning, Victoria.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me on, Michelle.
Wonderful. I think our readers might want to know a bit about the difference of what's a bartender and what's a mixologist, because it's a little more specialized.
Yeah, absolutely. So a bartender to me is just someone who's able to execute drinks, learn recipes, learn specs on a cocktail, and be able to make them for their guests. And I think a mixologist takes it to that next step, so they're actually creating the cocktails, creating the recipes for those drinks,
Right.
Making menus for guests and tailoring to a guest's needs.
So what led you to become a mixologist?
I was a bartender at a restaurant in Edmonton.
Makes sense.
And there I used to prep all the ingredients for all the cocktails, so syrups, all the infusions, garnishes, and I think that kind of inspired me to learn that there's so much different ways that you can take a cocktail.
More than just your standard.
Yeah.
Here's your rye and your Coke or this or that, right?
Kind of inspiring.
What do you think is your favorite cocktail to create and why?
It would be a martini.
Ooh, my favorite.
I think that
Who doesn't love a good martini?
I think that you can customize a martini in so many different ways. A lot of people are very particular in how they like their martini. So I love making it exactly the way a guest wants it.
Wonderful. Can you recommend a signature unique cocktail? I know you created quite a few for the magazine and for the photo shoot, folks. And they are right here. Everybody's right here.
Yeah. So the one I would recommend is actually featured in the magazine. It's the Spiked Arancata, which is kind of a spin-off of a whiskey sour. It's a great introductory if you're kind of curious about bourbon and you want a cocktail that's very balanced and also tasty and not too sweet. And it just looks so elegant and beautiful with the dehydrated orange on it. So.
You can make it that way at home, that's for sure. Stay updated with like the latest trends, and it's kind of like being a chef in the food industry or anything like that. Like how do you stay on top of that?
I am very privileged to have a market right behind the restaurant, so I definitely experiment a lot on my shifts here, but I also follow a lot of Instagram accounts as well as going on Pinterest and looking up different recipes for syrups and just testing them out, just playing around.
Right, and that's kind of the best way to do it. Could you share a story or an experience that showcases your creativity in mixology?
Yeah. I think this past Canada Day I wanted to have a drink feature for a Canadian Caesar. Everyone loves their Caesars.
Who doesn't?
But I didn't want it to be just a Caesar. I wanted to really showcase my love for martinis. So I actually combined the two and made a Canadian martini. So I made it with onion vermouth and vodka and Tabasco and lemon juice, and it actually became a hit. We still have regulars that come in asking for it. So
right. Yeah. Well, there you go. It's going to be a repeat every year for Canada Day. What advice would you give to somebody who's looking at improving their mixology skills at home?
I would say just keep trying. If you're in the liquor store and you're wondering about a liqueur, or you're a little bit on the fence, should I try it, should I not, get that liqueur, try it. You would be so surprised on how many things balance each other out, and just keep playing around. You can do so many things.
Wow. I'm pretty plain Jane when it comes to that sort of stuff. Obviously you have to have a knowledge of wine as well, not just the cocktail side of things, because I'm more of a wine person, but I do enjoy a good cocktail from time to time. And I think that there's that trend of it coming back, like someone coming in and having a cocktail, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so just if you're mixologing at home, just kind of like run with the wind. Is there things that, like rules of mixology at all, or is it just kind of?
I would just say it's all about balance. So if you're adding acidity to a cocktail, make sure it's balanced out with the syrup. If you're adding a lot of alcohol, make sure that that's not the only thing you're going to taste. So really just try and find that balance, but just keep playing around and do it by taste. I always taste the cocktail every time I make it, just to make sure it's right.
And write it down, measure it. It's just like doing a recipe in the kitchen, folks. What is the signature drink or cocktail for here for right now for the fall, for autumn?
The spiked arancetta and the espresso chai martini, which is featured on the cover. So come and try it.
All right.
It's
well,
delicious.
listen, thank you so much, Victoria. It's been wonderful getting to know you and letting our readers and our folks on YouTube get to know One Fine Food. We've got the lounge area over there. We've got the bar or the restaurant part. We've got the bakery. There's the butcher, the deli. There's like so much here. So if you haven't been into One Fine Food in Peterborough, folks, you gotta get down here. And thanks again, Victoria, so much.
Thank you so much, Michelle.
All right.
Come check us out.